Hello and welcome back to the Toronto Website Developer.com. I am Peter Yaworski, the Toronto Website Developer specializing in Drupal. And in this video tutorial, we're going to take an introductory look at panels, and I'm going to show you how to recreate this ugly homepage and a pretty cool panels page that will pull in all of your new content based upon different content types. So let's dive right into it. We'll go to Modules and List, and I'll show you what you have to enable. Originally, when panels came out, I was pretty afraid of it. I tried to stay away from it because it seemed so confusing and so daunting. And as I progressed through Drupal, I stayed away from it. However, it wasn't until Drupal Camp 2010 that there was a number of different panel sessions, and I attended them. And it turns out panels is awesome and a pretty versatile module in and of itself, just like views created by the same person, Merlin of Chaos. So I learned a little bit of panels, and I haven't stopped using it since. So I definitely recommend, if you're like me and you were afraid of it, jump into it, find out how to use it, and start using it everywhere. So let's go down. When you download panels, you're going to also have to get the Chaos Tools suite. So when you do that, you're going to enable Chaos Tools. Then you'll also want to enable the Page Manager and Views Content Panes. I'm going to show you how to use the Views Content Panes, and that's what we're going to build our homepage based on. So enable those modules, and then you're going to go down to Panels. And we've got some more things to enable. And sorry, there we go. We're going to enable mini panels. I'm not going to show you how to use them, but enable them. Panel nodes, this is what actually creates your panels pages, and then panels in and of itself. Mini panels actually allows you to create your panels as blocks and then use them. If you go through this tutorial and you understand how to use panel nodes, you'll pretty much understand how to use mini panels, and you can start using them right away. So that's why I say enable them, start playing with them. So go ahead, save those configurations, and then we're going to go to Views. You'll go to Add. I'm going to go to List because I've already created a couple panes. To save some time. And then we're going to go in and edit my panels panes. You don't necessarily have to create a specific view for all your panes. You can just plug them into your other views as a different display. But I did this just for simplicity. So you'll see Add Display, normally you have Page, Block, Attachment. Now we have Content Pane. That's what we enabled through Chaos Tools. So you'll see here I've gone ahead and created 4 different ones, and all these do is show the 5 most recent nodes that have been published based upon the different content types. So I did those just to save us some time, but I'm going to add one just so I can walk you through and show you what I change. So just added one. We're going to change our title. Definitely hit the override, and hopefully you're familiar with views. So we're going to call this recent locations. I don't think I have any recent locations, but that's okay. I always like to change the name so that I know what I'm looking at. Right, and that will just change that right here in the listing. Always a good idea. You know, if you have some blocks, you have pages, you just want to know what you're looking at there. Probably the more important one is the admin title. And what this does is, when you're looking at your different panes through panels, this admin title will be what you see. So if you just kept this as use view name, you would have here, I've got 5 panels. Those would all show up as the 5 same names. So 5 panels pages, because that's what my view is called. So definitely change this when you're doing this. So recent locations. And once we move over to panels, I'll show you specifically what I mean. But just trust me, always change that. And the last thing we're going to change, my type. Again, make sure you hit override. And we're going to make that node location. So we're going to hit update. Perfect, I do have one. Okay, great. So now we're going to hit save. Great. And like I said, you don't have to create your specific views for this. You can just tie them in, you know, these panels panes into any view that you have. So we're going to head over to the panels page, and I guess before we do that, I should show you that under site building, now that we have our panels modules enabled, we've had panels added, pages added, and mini panels. Panels itself is just an overview of what you've got installed and what you've already created. This isn't actually where you create your pages. You'll see here pages. That's where you go ahead and you create your custom page, and mini panels, that's where you create, you know, what can be used as blocks. This in and of itself is just an overview. So we can go ahead and create a panel page from here, but I'll just go and show you going through here. So we're going to add a custom page. And we're going to call this homepage. That would help if I didn't capitalize the O. Call this homepage. Page of recent content. And I guess it's kind of redundant to say panels homepage, but make that home. We're going to check off make this your homepage. That will actually change the site information, so you don't have to go and do it, just like this little tip says. So it's going to be a panel, and we're not going to walk through any of the optional features. But contexts, that's where you could pull in some arguments from the URL if you were, say, doing taxonomy overrides. We're just going to go ahead and keep it easy, do 2 columns side by side. Now, we're not going to touch any of the CSS. I mean, if you want to tweak it, you can, but for the sake of this tutorial, we're not going to do that. Now, we can set a manual title, so we'll say, welcome to TWD Sandbox, right? And this is how we add our content. So I guess I should actually show you this rather than walk through it quickly. You'll see the left side, right side is 2 columns that we've created. And you'll see little cogwheels up in each of them. And that's how we add our content to this. So we're going to go ahead and go add content. Views panes is what we want. And you'll see we've created our 5 panes, and they all have their unique names, right? If we didn't change those names, remember when we were checking it out in views, those would all be the exact same name, and you'd have no clue what you're adding. So I'm going to go ahead and add recent galleries. And there's no configuration needed based upon what we did in views, so we'll just go ahead and finish. And I'll save you guys some time, and I'll add in the other ones and bring it back once I'm done. Okay, so I've added my 5, and I'm actually going to add one more. What I wanted to add was who's online. I've never actually used it, so I'm kind of curious what it would look like. You know, you usually see this in forums and that kind of thing. So there we go. We've added all our 6, and now let's say we needed to change this. Obviously, we do a drag and drop, which is pretty neat. Who's online is now on top, so pretty versatile. Let's go ahead and hit finish. So you'll notice once you've finished, the view kind of changes. We're out of the wizard and we're back into this, what could be daunting looking overview of our panel. But again, this is all the basic stuff that we just walked through in terms of the wizard. So if you went and hit the summary, you'll see this is all that we laid out walking through things. We had the layout. If we want to change our layout now, we can go ahead and do that. Right? We can go to different columns, the builders. So I mean, it does look daunting right at first, but again, walk through it, check it out. It's not that bad. Let's go ahead and hit preview and see what we've created. Perfect. Who's online? We've got a couple blocks here. Everything's laid out. Let's go ahead and we'll hit save. So once we hit save, let's go ahead and take a look at our new home page. Should be a little bit cooler than our old one, which just listed all, everything published to the home page. We now have all of our recent content broken up by the different content types. We can see our comment counts. Here's our title. But the one thing, we still have our 2 blocks here, regions, and it's kind of squishing our content, kind of makes it look a little bit ugly. So let's go back to our view, and pretty cool thing again about panels, because panels has tons of things that are cool. If you go into, and sorry, I think it's in general, disable Drupal blocks and regions, let's go ahead and we'll update, and obviously should hit the update and save. Once we save it, let's go back and let's reload our home page, and bam, look at that. Panels takes up the whole page. So that's it for the introductory lesson to panels. I hope this helped. If you're looking for more info on it, please leave a comment, let me know. I'd be more than happy to dive right into it with a couple more tutorials. So until then, take care, and we'll see you in the next tutorial.